What?
I was accepted in the inaugural class of Johnson and Wales.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to go because of the cost. And
It's outrageous, yeah.
So anyway, it was prestigious to go and visit and know I was accepted, but so I'm still eating grilled hamburgers.
I know. Isn't that weird? You're just like, I still like ramen. And people are like, you're a chef. I'm like, man, 99 cents tastes good though.
So I totally get it, because Chad's brother would probably tell you that he probably could never eat another bite of noodle-roni.
Oh, yeah.
Chad's is probably, I don't know, Chad's probably chicken tenders or something. I don't know what all we'd try to feed him, trying to put weight on for football.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, we've all got our food demons.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So tell me about how Christ came into your life and how that all come about and the part that's played once that happened.
Yeah, so growing up, we weren't like, when our family was together, we weren't, and I'm not going to say the church going type, because we did go to church every once in a while, like for Christmas service or for, like the big services. We would go to those. My mom never really had the urge to go. Like my dad always like, let's go to church. And we never went. Like we just never went. And so I was lost for a really long time. And until the divorce, and some people will say this is, that switching moment, until the divorce, I didn't know God. I really didn't. When the divorce happened, my dad took us to Central Church of God, which is on the Sardis Road in Charlotte, if anybody knows where that is. But still love that church. That is my church. That's where I grew up. That's where I learned a lot about God, and that's where I actually got saved as well. But yeah, we started going there. We met the pastor for the youth ministries. His name's Jason York. Played a huge role in my sister and my life. Got us into youth ministries there. We met a lot of friends. We went every Wednesday. We would go and get chicken tenders and French fries before our service down in the cafeteria, and then go back up and do that. We went to church camps for summer. It really opened my life up. And then I actually served for a while at the church, for being greeters, to helping with planning stuff for the youth ministry and stuff like that. So a lot of people didn't know about all that, but that was going on behind the scenes. So
that's awesome. You were telling me about a couple of men that not boyfriends. I'm talking about men that's friends of your father that played a huge role in your life. Tell us about those guys.
So my dad grew up with his dad a little bit. His parents are also divorced. So we've had a broken family for a very long time. This is not something that's new to our family. He probably had his dad in his life until he was about, I don't know, maybe his early 20s. And then he kind of dipped off a little bit. And then when I was born, he came back into his life a little bit, and then took off after that. So I've never met my grandpa. I mean, I have met my grandpa. He doesn't know my name. He doesn't know how old I am. He doesn't know anything about me.
His loss, right?
My grandparents on my mom's side are the same way. I've never had a good relationship with them at all. Never. So I've really grown up with one grandma, and that's my dad's mom. So she was also my grandma, but she's my mom too. I didn't have a mom then. I was trying to teach myself how to be my own mom, and she was my mom too. So, but yeah, I have Tony Goodman. I call him my pop, which he is. And in no relationship at all is he blood related. No, like not at all. My dad met him at a auction in Charlotte, working as a police officer, doing security guard, there's stuff there. And got into the talking of turkey hunting and how he always wanted to do it and whatnot. And ever since then, they became best friends. Introduced me when I was 8 years old. That's when I first started hunting, when I was 8. My pop taught me literally everything. Anything and everything about hunting, like that's my pop. And he might look at this and be like, oh my God, I never knew that I was that to her. But he really is. Like, he is my grandpa. That's my pop. That's who I would be like, oh yeah, that's my grandpa.
And we all know him as Tim, right?
Well, so you know him as Tony. Tony is I guess he's the oldest one. I'm not sure. I think there might be one in the middle, but Tim is the youngest. Tim is like, they almost look like identical twins. It's kind of strange.
Really? So now which one was that to hunt?
Well, they both are. They both are at the hunt.
So which one did your dad give the gun to?
That's Tim. Yeah, that's the youngest.
So you're talking about Tony, though.
Yeah, so
brother.
Tony, his brother, is my pop. Tim is probably like my uncle. He's like, or maybe even more. He's probably like...
Are they a lot alike personality-wise?
Oh my gosh, they're like twins. It's so weird.
Because I got to tell everybody, until you... I don't know how to describe Tim. He is...
They're both like that. There is no word to describe them.
If you ever walked up on somebody and said hello to them and got into a quick conversation and you felt like that you have known this person your whole life and I mean, it's just
That's
like
both of them.
that when they talk, their heart.
Yeah.
I mean, you just feel the love. It's you cannot. I cannot explain.
No, you can't.
How. But I am gonna get Tim on. People are gonna learn.
I know y'all are gonna love Tim. He's great. But they both are kind of like very similar but very different.
So Tony taught you how to hunt.
Tony taught me how to hunt. Well, and I mean, my Uncle Tim did too. I mean, but Tony, my pop, taught me everything.
So Tony's pop and Tim's your uncle.
Yeah.
That is so
not
awesome.
blood related people, but.
And we're going to get into a little more about Tim and the part that he played in with your uncle.
Yeah, for sure.
Late in his life.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you met them and they started teaching you how to hunt?
8 years old. 8
years old.
Yeah.
So this was well before the divorce.
This was well before the divorce. My mom hated it. Hated every second of thinking that me shooting guns, me hunting, me going and hanging out with the guys, like hated every bit of it. Don't get me wrong. I am not trying to bad talk anybody. You know, my mom played a role and you know that, but.
I mean, my mom said some things to me in front of my wife.
Yeah.
That whenever I got ready to go back to school, that was very hurtful. My wife couldn't do it. She said it, but there's a lot of similarities. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
What did he teach you how to hunt first? What game? Was it squirrels? Was it rabbits? Was it pheasants? Turkeys?
It was wild turkeys.
Really?
Yeah. So that's why I have it tattooed on my arm too. Well, if you can't see, but I have turkey tracks tattooed on my arm. This is something I've loved to do ever since I was 8 years old. Like you know, and some people think this is really funny, but I hate birds. Like
I don't like birds either.
They scare the living crap out of me, and not a lot of people know that because that's not something I just go around and tell people. But I actually do love a turkey. Like they are so stinking smart, and I think that's why I like it. It's a challenge. Like it is so hard. But I mean, I love it. That's something that brought me to, and I do believe that that's part of what saved me too. Is you know God and being in the outdoors. Like that's what saved me from everything.
You know, that's my thing. I would rather, when I grew up, man, I was 7, 8 years old trekking through the woods by myself, squirrel hunting.
I mean, there is nothing. I mean, it's so hard to explain. There are people little kids that have to go to daycare. They're like doing this or they're out, you know, playing. Like they will never know what that's like.
And I wish my boys got to experience that because when that was taken away from me, was when I really headed down a bad road.
Oh yeah, no. We
moved to the city and I didn't have it anymore.
Yeah.
And
that's how Matthews was. It became like it was a small little quiet town and you know, you could shoot in city limits and it wasn't a big deal. And now it's, well, if you shoot in city limits, like you better take off running. Them cops are coming for you. They know.